Welcome back to the Greenhouse Music Podcast.
Best music class you've ever heard. It's the best music class you've ever heard.
It's Miss Delina.
Hey friends, welcome back to the Greenhouse Music Podcast. I am Miss Delina, and if you're brand new here, welcome. And if you have been with us before, I'm really glad you are here again. This episode is a little bit of a pause and reset, a chance to start the year together, take a deep breath, and talk about where we are headed. Greenhouse Music is a space where music grows slowly and intentionally like a garden. And this podcast is for kids, families, and educators who believe music is not just about something that we perform, but something we experience and live. Here, music is about listening, curiosity, creativity, connection, and not perfection. Now, I am Miss Delina, and I'm a music educator, mom, and the creator behind Greenhouse Music. I work with kids in studios, in schools, and online on my online courses. And one thing I have learned over the years is this: music has a quiet way of shaping how children think, feel, and understand the world. And this podcast is one way I get to share that with you. Why am I talking about this now? Well, we had a lot of new listeners join in on this journey in the last few months, an absurd amount that I've been really excited about. But not everyone knows me really well yet. And so I just wanted to give the chance to share what our mission here is at Greenhouse Music and a little bit about myself, and hopefully in a fun way. Well, this year, the goal of the podcast is simple but important. We're going to tell more stories. Not just the big, famous music stories, but even the strange ones, the quiet ones, and the nearly forgotten ones. We will talk about composers you may have never heard of, unusual music moments, and the lessons hiding inside music history. Some episodes will feel like stories, and some will feel like little listening lessons. Some will invite you to think, move, or imagine, or even create. But all of them are meant to be shared on the way to school, during quiet time, or together as a family. Now, one of the things that I like to do is the what am I listening to this week? And oh boy, it's been interesting because it's been a little all over the place. But right now, I've been listening to something that helps shape and feel the way that we focus that I wanted to share with you guys. It's called lo-fi hip hop or electronic music like EDM. It's kind of fun and a little weird and something I never thought I would listen to, but it actually has been very helpful on getting me to focus on hard tasks. Lo-fi music is usually slow, steady, and very repetitive. It often doesn't have lyrics, and that is actually intentional. And with me, songs that have lyrics actually can distract me while I'm trying to get some really intentional work done. I mean, music like this can actually help your brain settle, kind of like classical music does, but in a different and sometimes more productive way. And it gives your thoughts some new spaces. It can help with focus, calm, and creative thinking. And I love it for reading sometimes, or maybe it can be used while you're drawing or building with blocks, or just even taking a quiet moment. The times that I'm using it the most is when I'm working on a business task or a work task that I really don't want to, kind of like homework stuff. And it has helped me get through the rough parts. Oh boy, they were rough. This week, try playing a little gentle background music that doesn't have any words while you do something creative, and see how it changes, if it does, the way you feel. I'm interested in hearing how that experience goes for you. So if you want to comment, go ahead and comment below on the podcast episode, and I'd love to hear more. This week, try to just give it a little bit of space and explore a new side of music. All right, so let's play a quick game that you can do anywhere. I want you to listen to the 3 sounds around you. Just 3, that's all you've got to pick. And after each sound, decide, was that a high, low, or an in-between sound? It could be footsteps, a voice, a car, the wind, or even your own breath. Right now, I can hear my printer humming in the background, very high-pitched actually, and it's kind of bothering me. I may have to go turn that off. But I also hear a clock ticking, and that's kind of a medium sound. I have a low-sounding clock. And then I can hear a fan in the other room. What do you hear? Are they low sounds? High sounds? Medium sounds? It's a really good question, huh? Do you ever stop to think about that? I know when I'm frustrated or when I'm feeling very overwhelmed, sometimes pausing and thinking about the sounds that you hear around you can actually help calm you down. Did you know that? All right, which sounds were the quietest? Which sounds surprised you? That is musical thinking. You're paying attention. Each week this year, we're going to have a short This Week in History moment. Sometimes it will be a composer, sometimes an instrument, sometimes a strange or unexpected music story. So this week, music history moment is probably a bit funny if you're a parent like me that was alive during the 2006 era when High School Musical first debuted. And yes, we have absolutely shown this to our kids and they love singing the music with us. So we have danced too. We're all in this together in our household many times. And we've enjoyed the sequels as well. Now, here's a couple really cool, interesting facts about High School Musical. And one of them happens to be my favorite. And that is that Disney had walked away from musical movies. They weren't really making them anymore after the huge bomb in the box office that the movie Newsies was, which I actually always loved and grew up with. It did not do well in the box office, but it became a huge cult classic afterwards. And that made Disney really step away from that as an idea for their moving forward. No more musicals. But then High School Musical happened, and it kind of surprised not just Disney, but the whole world. And Disney started to shift away from the basic, very simple one standalone movies to actual franchise movies and series. So you had High School Musical 1, 2, and 3. They went on to Camp Rock and many other franchises that were built under the Disney flagpole. So it became a huge success for Disney for something that really didn't cost a lot, had a very small budget, and a very short filming time of 1 month only. Yep. So you could thank the fact that we have descendants on the success of High School Musical, because that music is also really great. Another fun fact about the musical, well, the actual story of the origin was that the writer, Peter, was inspired by a high school athlete who wanted to be a ballet dancer, and that just came up with this whole idea. Another part of the origin story was that it was meant to be a sequel to Grease, which it kind of sounds very similar to, when you really break down the story. How's that for a musical adventure? Hey, you know what? I actually want to share a joke with you today. Here it goes. Let me know if you think it's pretty funny, because I did. 2 windmills are standing in a field, and one asks the other, "Hey, what kind of music do you like?" The other says, "Well, I'm a big metal fan." Get it? Metal fan? Because he's a windmill. Okay, here's another one. Well, what kind of music are balloons afraid of? Pop music. Okay, I probably got that from one of my daughters. Thank you for joining me today. So this is me, Miss Delana, a little bit of a silly goose who doesn't have it all together, but loves to share what she does know about music with all the kids around the world. And I'm so very thankful that all of you guys are active listeners who really like to learn about music yourselves. And I'll tell you what, all the things that I have learned in the last year about music because I was studying things for this podcast has really just blown my mind and has been really fun. So yes, the teacher learned too. If you really liked this, please share with a friend and come on back and let me know. You can comment or you can just listen if that's how you want to show up. I am happy with that, and I'm so very grateful that you're here with me. So I will see you next time on the Greenhouse Music Podcast. Thanks for your patience over this break. I really needed that time with my family, and it felt so nice, and I appreciate it. You guys are all awesome. So goodbye, you musical listeners. Have a great week.